Hello everybody, my name is Joseph. I'm a senior from Petra Christine University majoring in International Business Management. So the purpose of making this video is to tell you my self-discovery and my plan for my careers or entrepreneurship. This video is tasked by Professor Dr. Casey Chan, which taught me the framework that I will be using throughout this whole video, which is the Action Learning Framework. To start this video, I want to start with a quote from Michael Douglas. The most valuable commodity is time. To start the framework, I will start with the what. The what is my self-discovery. Self-development framework. To do so, I need to know three things, which is my self-awareness, self-management, and relationship management. Starting from my self-awareness, it's about my intellectual capital. From IBM, I cultivated my logical and creativity. For my self-awareness of my social capital, I need to apply the John C. Maxwell 360 relationship management, which is my relationship to seniors, peers, and juniors. Next is my emotional intelligence. How do I do this? Is to first know my emotions and then manage my emotions. Then followed by recognizing others' emotion, then to manage the emotions of others, and lastly to motivate myself. The next framework for my self-discovery is the self-assessment to rate my individual competence, team capacity, and organizational capabilities. So my learning style is an activist or pragmatist, more to the pragmatist side, between I do realistically and I do not reflect to the theory a lot, and I always do it. For my entrepreneurship GED test, it's a moderate high, and I'm scoring 76% for the entrepreneurship GED test, with the three most highest, which is my need for achievement, my creative tendency, and calculated risk taking. The next thing is my Big Five personality test, and from this test I can see that myself is sociable, inclusive to connection, I'm considerate and more agreeable, I wish to do what is right, especially to do the work well and thoroughly. I'm daring to try new things and to gain more experience. And lastly, about neuroticism, even though I can show sensitivity, I believe that lack of sensitivity is bad. For my team capacity, took the test Belbin's 9 team roles, and the team roles that I scored the most are implementer, coordinator, shaper, thinker, innovation, and resource investigator. For my organizational capabilities, I use the leadership self-assessment, and as a leader I'm more to setting direction, aligning people, motivating and inspiring, and leading teams. The second to the action learning framework is the why. The why here is for the clarity in planning. In my clarity in planning, I want to see my vision be applied. And how do I achieve that? Is through achieving my mission with a strategy underlined with my values. First, I want to tell you about my values. Four things are loyalty, time, wisdom, and creativity. So my vision is to be successful, time flexible about my work-life balance. I have a happy family and bringing good impact to the community. And how the mission is to build a good career path as a holistic professional and a technopreneurship simultaneously. The strategy for me is to be a holistic professional, which is problem solving, effective execution, and having a revenue generation. And about doing the self discovery, I have set 5 whys for this. Why self discovery? First, it's to understand perspective, so I can differentiate what people see for me and what I see myself. I can know what needs to be developed. I can develop myself in accordance to what people see I lack of. Why is it vital as a core competence? It's because it is to differentiate and to be competitive in the workplace. Why is it a passion for the future? Because I believe that it is a foundation for future developments. And why do I have to improve my self-discovery right now? Because as I said before, time is a concern, time is the most valuable commodity. Why the benefits are perpetual? Because it is a need for continuous improvement. The third to the framework is the how. The how in this framework I will use the SIO diagram, which is to strategize, implement, and then to operate. First off, I will start with strategy. According to Michael Page, as a strategy needs to have a career, technopreneurship, and skills. For my career, I plan to use more strengths, the things that I enjoy doing and made me feel confident.
I will join networking groups and sign up for journal subscription so it enhance my knowledge and network. Of course, I will have to work in accordance with my core values. And for my technopreneurship, I have to be wise and brave for the strategic decision. And it is to clean unhelpful beliefs, anxiety, inner critical, or procrastinations. And lastly, to just do it. I have to take my action one by one. And third one is to enhance my skills. I want to take more specialized class, apply for certifications, and lastly learn languages. What do I need to implement is these projects. And this project of course come with a cost, scope, and schedule. The costs for my projects are time, startup costs, and courses fee. The scope of my project is in the FMCG industry or creative industries. I want to do it in Indonesia, and the language that I want to excel more is Chinese language. Here is the schedule for me implementing my projects for my career, entrepreneurship, and skills. I have divided into 1, 2, and 3 years. Then, as a result, I want to see my career on the track to build the experience for the future. I want to see my technopreneurship started a business and developing it to be self-sustaining. Also, my skills to have an extra skills to be more competitive. To rate myself for what I have achieved and the result that I operate, I want to use the balance scorecard of 5 KPIs. And the first KPI is my company where I am planted as in FMCG M&E in like P&G, Sampurna, or the Coca-Cola company. The second thing is I want to see myself in a position which I desire. I want to see myself in the first year having a salary greater than 10 million rupiah. And the fourth one is the revenue of my technopreneurship. I want it to be greater than 5 million rupiah as it is a self-sustaining business. Lastly, the level of my skills. I want at least one certification and I want to be fluent in a new language.
The next thing to the framework is the who.
On the who section, I want to emphasize on my success contributors. The success contributors is of course my parents as a benefactor and they care for me, my sister and my brother which is as its inspiration and also a help, a friend. And the fifth one is Professor Dr. Casey Chan as my knowledge contributor. And the sixth one is my growth inspiration which is Jeff Immelt, CEO of GE, Maya Sylvia which is my best friend as an inspiration, and of course my friends as they are social enablers of my journeys.
And then next is the when. When is my timeline planning for my future?
So I want to show you my timeline planning for 1, 3, and 5 years.
After when is where it goes wrong and where it goes right.
So where it goes wrong and where it goes right. I believe when I do my self-development, it is a transition process from what I get, my insight, my motivation, my new knowledge and skills, and I do it wholeheartedly. Of course, I do it rightly. However, when I reach my real world application, that is where it goes wrong because input are usually more than the output, and that is why in the output, which is the output in the real world application, is much harder in compared to the theories, which is the input.
And to close the framework is with how much.
Lastly, for the how much, it's about my effective control and I want to see it with my GOT diagram. For my goals, I want to complete all the projects I mentioned before. I want a smooth career, successful entrepreneurship, and an internal growth. The objective is to graduate in 2017 and succeed as a management trainee afterwards. In 3 years, I want to create at least one working business idea which is self-sustaining. I want to success in language course that I took and I want to excel in the software that I get. So the target is again to have the salary more than 10 million in 1 year and the revenue more than 5 million in 1 year. And lastly, with the effective control diagram, I want to see what is I planned and what is the actual outcome between the time and the cost that I incurred. Therefore, I have explained to you everything about from what, why, how, when, who, where, and how much.
Thank you for listening throughout the whole video, and before closing this video I would like to thank Professor Dr. Casey Chan for this project. This project have helped me to discover myself even more, to differentiate my competitiveness and where my strengths are and develop them for my coming future. I can build my career, I can strategize my entrepreneurship, and I know what to build for my future. That is all from me. Thank you.